In the Dr. Seuss book, Horton Hears a Who, the character hears intelligent life that no one else can hear. It creates a dangerous situation for both the person who hears the voice and for the people who are not being heard. It takes a lot of time and effort to eventually be heard and recognized. And then we can move on to learning and working together to organize and have a goal. And the goal is that every voice should count. That sounds pretty good, but only if you're listening. Welcome. Welcome to Conservative Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith at Conservative Coffee Hour, where we're listening and we've been hearing emerging themes. Many of these themes are rather surprising. We've been tracking down the narrative about how conservatives are apparently to blame for illegal immigration because they failed to complete the wall. Also, the idea that the federal government should reform education by getting out of the education business. This idea was recently put forward by, of all people, Gavin Newsom. Plus, we've seen the topic of ballot harvesting in elections move from a conspiracy theory just a few years ago to regular operating procedure in both the Democrat and Republican parties. On the left, they have the machine, and on the right, we have conspiracy and fringe thought. On our journey together, we've heard about the idea that we need to be like minded, but maybe we need to be more open minded. Probably like minded is more akin to the political machine, and open minded might be more like conspiracy and fringe. There's a lot of crossover. Hillary Clinton said that it was all a right wing conspiracy, and people who thought Roe versus Wade would ever be overturned seemed like they were on the fringe. A friend who grew up in the Soviet Union said that at least they had a philosophy. But what's going on here in the United States is just about power and control with no philosophy at all. We're not being promised anything. We're not being promised more prosperity, more safety, or more freedom. How did we get here? Part of the story is that we've all conflated the topic of issues, policy, and agenda with the Constitution. Goals and purpose are fine, but they should be advanced through the system and not by the system. It all sounds like semantics, but if you listen closely and look at the results around us, you can start to get a clear picture. Because we confuse the system of the Constitution with a vehicle to accomplish goals and agenda, we often get frustrated and disenfranchised. And then we stop participating. This is a serious mistake. But some of the issues are just so divisive and troubling that it's easy to become discouraged. Topics such as abortion, education, immigration, crime, and economics. For almost 3 years, we've been dissecting many of these topics, and we will continue to do so. This Saturday, we will be welcoming Alex Stovall, who is running for U.S. Representative for a seat from Arizona. Alex is bringing the topics of mentoring the next generation of leaders and reforming education in this country. Two very good topics, especially the topic of mentoring new talent, because we haven't heard that topic in a long time. As we welcome Alex, we can continue to be mindful of the greater systemic challenges we face. The fact that the conservative base is 80% for President Trump, but only 20% of that base actually votes. And at the same time, Democrats have a machine to get out their vote, and they are way ahead of us in ballot harvesting. And then we wonder why we all get so discouraged. Besides the topics, this is a real phenomenon that we all must continue to keep coming back to in a way that is encouraging and motivating. The majority of the people in this country are kind, loving people, including you and me and most Democrats. As we continue to navigate this conversation and the political landscape, let's hold to the Constitution. And with God's help, we will find our way together. If you would like to join us at Conservative Coffee Hour, Conservative Coffee Hour is every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. I will include my email in the description of this video. I'll be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.